Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaivam Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nitya Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Hare Krishna. Welcome to this discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam. We have we have been discussing on Srimad Bhagavatam first canto. Till now, we have discussed the seventh chapter. We have discussed up to shloka number 27, and shloka number 27 is something to do with up to shloka number 26. It is to do with Arjuna's prayers. Arjuna's prayers. So, what is happening here is in till now, I'm just giving a recap of what happened till now. So Saunaka Muni is inquiring about what did Vyasadeva do after this meeting with Narada. So Vyasadeva balances his mind and he understands that Bhakti Yoga is something which is going to mitigate miseries. And because he has taken shelter of lotus feet of Krishna, he is able to overcome Maya. And now he is going to start composing Srimad Bhagavatam. And this Srimad Bhagavatam, Shukadeva Goswami learns from Vyasadeva. Why is it so? Because Srimad Bhagavat, though Shukadeva Goswami is a self-realized soul, Atma Rama by himself, but still the story, the description in Srimad Bhagavatam is so nice, so interesting about the description of Supreme Personality of God and his devotees, Supreme Personality of God's past, various pastimes, that Sukadeva Goswami, who is a Brahman realized person, starts listening to Srimad Bhagavatam and he learns it from Vyasadeva. So here we have very famous Atma Rama verse where we understand that even a person who is internally satisfied will derive benefit from reading Srimad Bhagavatam because it is Guru Rasika Bhuvi Bhavuka. It is no, for both Rasika people and also the thoughtful people, for both people who are in Rasa Vichar as well as in Tattva Vichar. So it is very interesting to know that. Then the scene shifts to Mahabharata. At this point, the scene shifts to Mahabharata. So we actually noted the one important thing when, where, how, and on whose inspiration did Vyasadeva compile Srimad Bhagavatam? This was the question which was asked on the fourth chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto. So answer is done till now. So what is covered is the entire history of Narada Dev, and before that, Vyasadeva not feeling happy about what he has done with the Vedas. So he is getting inspiration from Narada and then he starts composing Srimad Bhagavatam. So till now, till 11th shloka. So till 11th shloka, the answer is completed now for this question. Now comes the next important question which was asked in fourth chapter, which is about Parikshit Maharaj's birth activities and renunciation. So it will be now talked till uh, 19th chapter of first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So now we are into the second question, which is Parikshit Maharaj's birth, activity, and renunciation. So now in this place, there is a massacre which Ashwatthama does in the battlefield of Mahabharata, where he is cutting the heads of, cutting the neck of all the Pandava children born of Draupadi. So this massacre is done by Ashwatthama. Therefore, Ashwatthama is now being chased by Arjuna, and that time there is a Brahmastra which is being uh, fired by Ashwatthama out of fear, and Arjuna is praying to Krishna. So here we understood that when we are in trouble, we need to pray to Supreme Personality of God. So that is very important. And when we pray, Lord will respond definitely. This prayer should be for our self-realization. When we do that, then that is the ultimate benefit. That we will get the ultimate benefit only when we pray to Lord for self-realization, not to stay in this material world. Therefore, we should not ask for material benefits. Material benefits are temporary, dukhalaya, ashashvatam. They will be binding us more and more into this material world. And they will be giving us more and more miseries. Therefore, we have to pray for self-realization. We have to pray for more service to Krishna. So we should not, that means it should be getting, we should pray to Krishna that there must be consistency in me getting up early in the morning, uh, attend Mangalarti, chant 16 rounds very nicely, offer prasadam to, offer bhoga to Krishna, so that time pray to Krishna so that he accepts it, and then follow four regulatory principles, ask Krishna to support you in, we need to pray to Krishna that he supports us in our maintaining the four regulatory principles very strong. These should be our prayers. Our prayers should not be to earn more money. We should not be praying for long life. It is not required. What is required is goals towards self-realization. Whatever we need to get, we will definitely get. But what is more important is mercy of devotees, mercy of Krishna, and consistent sadhana. That is very, very important for us. Therefore, we should come out of the framework of praying for material benefits, because Lord Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says that Lord is not the supplier of the fuel for our burning desire, or burning fire of material desire. So he's not that way. He is himself available. So we have to approach him through devotional service and with the service attitude. Now let us go to the shloka number. In this today's class, let us cover shloka number 27 to 34. So 34. We'll see how much we can cover. It's a long, very long chapter, but I'm just thinking of covering this entire chapter so that next week we can get into the chapter number 8. Okay, let us go to the shloka. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Vededam Drona Putrasya Brahmam Astram Pradarshitam Naivasau Veda Samharnam Pranam Bandha Upastite. The Supreme Personality of God said, know from me that this is the act of son of Drona. He has thrown the hints of nuclear energy and he does not know how to retract the flare. He has helplessly done this, being afraid of imminent death. So, Srila Prabhupada gives a description of Brahmastra. Let us understand this Brahmastra in a nice way. He primarily focuses on its destructive power and the grave consequence of its misuse. So, according to Srila Prabhupada, the Brahmastra is similar to modern nuclear weapon, which functions through atomic energy, generating intolerable heat. Unlike gross nuclear bombs, um Brahmastra is a subtle weapon activated by imps. So, in ancient Bharatavarsha, this science was cultivated. This subtle science was cultivated. Although it is a material knowledge or material science, it is yet unknown to the modern technologies or the innovators or inventors. So the misuse of Brahmastra led to the punishment. So he misuses, Ashwatthama misuses this Brahmastra, and hence he gets punished. Dronacharya's son, who is Ashwatthama, gets punished. So Srila Prabhupada compares the Brahmastra with the nuclear weapon, uh, especially in terms of the heat generated by the Brahmastra, which is like cosmic, heat generated during the cosmic annihilation. So at the time, the sun's fire is so powerful that it burns everything in the cosmic within the cosmic world. And so Brahmastra's energy is similar to this. This is much bigger, much greater than it surpasses at a very huge magnitude from the atomic energy given by the nuclear atom bomb. So, atomic bomb can probably destroy this Earth at single blow, but Brahmastra heat has potential to destroy the entire cosmos. Thus, it is compared to heat of cosmic annihilation. So, Arjuna uses mantra, which works at subtle level, to launch and retrieve both the Brahmastra. So this was done by Arjuna according to instructions of Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada emphasizes the importance of Dharma and condemns the use of such potent weapon for selfish or malevolent purposes. When we say malevolent purposes means destruction of common people who are no way related to our to the war. So we should not kill them. We should not use this weapon, not only weapon, our power for killing innocent people. One is that. Second is selfish purpose. Selfish purpose means to drive my desire. I should not use these weapons. I can use these weapons to establish righteous, that is dharma in the world. That is what, so when we need to establish Dharma and kill miscreants, that time we should use this weapon. So Srila Prabhupada also highlights the significance of seeking shelter in Supreme Lord who can protect his devotees from all dangers. If there is a weapon which is approaching us at such a high, destructive power, we can only surrender to Krishna. We can only surrender to Krishna and seek his protection. So Arjuna, upon Sri Krishna's guidance, counters Ashwatthama's Brahmastra with his own, neutralizing the imminent danger. So though Ashwatthama knew how to launch the weapon, he did not know how to retrieve it. So in that situation, under Krishna's guidance, um, Arjuna launches the Brahmastra, and while retrieving his Brahmastra, he is also retrieving the Brahmastra which Ashwatthama has sent. So just this is on very specific on the Brahmastra. Let us now go through the shlokas. So this, we discussed about subtle signs of controlling the material energy. Then nahi asyan yatam kinchit astram pratya vakarshanam jahi astra cheda unnadam astrognya I astra tejasa. O Arjuna, only another Brahmastra can counteract this weapon. Since you are expert in military science, subdue this weapon's glare with the power of your own. So, son of Dronacharya did not know the art of counteracting the weapon, and therefore Arjuna was asked to counteract it by power of his own weapon. Sutta Vacha. Shutva Bhagavata Proktam Falguna Paravirava Spristapastam Parikramya Brahmam Brahmastam Sandare. Sri Suta Goswami said, hearing this from personality of God, Arjuna touched water for purification, and after circumambulating Lord Shri Krishna, he cast his Brahmastra weapon to counteract the other one. संहत्या योन्यम् उभयोस्तेजसि शारसंवृते आवृत्य रोदसी कं च वृधाते अर्कवह्निवत्. When the rays of two Brahmastra combined, a great circle of fire, like the disk of sun, covered all the outer space and the whole firmament of planets. So we understood this. We discussed about briefly. We'll go to the next shloka. Dristvastra tejastu tayostri lokan pradam mahat dadyamana praja sarva samvartakam amam sata. All the population of three worlds was scorched by the combined heat of weapons. Everyone was reminded of Samvartaka fire, which takes place at the time of annihilation. No planet, therefore, is without living beings as less intelligent materialistic method. Prabhupada is actually telling that every planet, there are many planets like Earth, globe. There are many planets, and each planet is occupied by living entities. So modern scientists have not known this till now. That is what Prabhupada is trying to point out here. प्रजोपद्रवम् आलक्ष्य लोकव्यतिकरं च तं मतं च वासुदेवस्य संजा Arjunodvayam. Thus, seeing the disturbance of general populace and even in destruction of the planets, Arjuna at once retracted both the Brahmastra weapons as Lord Shri Krishna desired. Material nature's law works under the direction of Lord, as confirmed in Bhagavad. So Krishna says, Maya dakshena prakriti suyate sa charachara. Prabhupada is paraphrasing that here. The Lord says that natural laws work under his supervision. The world can be destroyed only by the will of the Lord, not by the whims of tiny politicians. Lord Shri Krishna desired the weapons released by both Rauni and Arjuna be withdrawn, and it was carried out by Arjuna once. Similarly, there are many agents of all powerful law, and by his will, only can one execute what he desires. So, when Lord, um, so our understanding here is that Lord's desire was to make Arjuna retrieve both the Brahmastra. So it is not that Arjuna, because he chanted the Vedic hymns pertaining to retrieving the Brahmastra got retrieved. No, it is because Krishna empowered Arjuna. It is because Krishna's desire, both the Brahmastra got retrieved. So that is what we should see. We should understand from this purport. Go to the next sloka. Tata asadya tarasa darunam gautami sutam babandam arshatam rakshakha pashum rasanaya yata. Arjuna, his eyes blazing in anger, like two red balls of copper, dexterously arrested the son of Gautami and bound him with ropes like animal. So Arjuna captures Ashwatthama and brings him before Pandavas. He does not like the idea of killing his martial teacher's son. Martial teacher means one who taught Arjuna the um art of using the weapons, art of fighting the warfare, who is Dronacharya. Ashwatthama is son of Dronacharya. So Arjuna was disciple of um, Dronacharya, who taught him all the usage of all the weapons and made him a great warrior, the great archer. So he promised Arjuna promised Draupadi that he will bring Ashwatthama and give, and now he is handing it over to Draupadi. There, Draupadi, despite her immense grief, advocates mercy. She argues against killing Ashwatthama, showing compassion even towards her enemy. However, Bhima insists on executing Ashwatthama for his heinous acts. That is what we see here. So, Ashwatthama's mother, Kripi, was born in the family of Gautama. That is why she is called as Gautami. So here, Prabhupada is quoting Sridhara Swami's commentary. Actually, Sridhara Swami is a uh, belongs to Mayavadi Sampradaya, but his commentaries are full of Vaishnava interpretations. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when Vallabhacharya was speaking bad about Sridhar Swami's commentary, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stopped him and emphasized the importance of Sridhar Swami's commentary. That is one. Second, Jiva Goswami, Baldev Vidyabhushan also referred to the and our Srila Prabhupada also referred to the Sridhar Swami's commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam. In fact, Jiva Goswami gives his Srimad Bhagavatam commentary, which is completely, which has adapted completely Sridhar Swami's commentary. Wherever Sridhar Swami has given some Mayavada touch, Jiva Goswami gives another interpretation. But Sridhara Swami is Vaishnava Acharya, recognized by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We go to the next sloka. Siviraya Nisantam Rajava Badvaripum Balat Paraha Arjuna Kupito Bhagavan Ambud Jekshanaha. After binding, Ambujekshanaha. This is very nice. This is a uh, very nice. Ambuja is name for lotus. After binding, so Krishna's eyes are lotus eyes. After binding Ashwatthama, Arjuna wanted to take him to military camp. The personality of God Shri Krishna, looking on with his lotus eyes, spoke to Arjuna in an angry mood. So Ambuja is also lotus. Lotus has a tinge of a red color and pinkish color. So we saw the Arjuna in the previous shlokas. We saw Arjuna's eyes were red like copper balls, and here we see Krishna's eyes are also red with red like lotus. Ampuji Acha. Actually, there is a very good, there is a name in Vishnu Sahasranam called as Rohitaksha. Rohit means red-eyed person, red-eyed Lord. Vishnu Sahasranam is thousand names of Lord Vishnu, and one of the names is Rohitaksha. So Rohita means red, Aksha means eyes, Rohitaksha. So his eyes is red in color. So red in color could be because of anger, or he is having a deep feeling for his devotee. It could be it could be a different emotion that could be expressed through his, or his eyes color itself is like the red in color because he has done a makeup and hence it is red in color. In India, there is a practice of applying red vegetable pigment in the eyes so that the eyes look beautiful. So it could be also because of that. Now let us go to the okay. So Prabhupada is giving explanation about Krishna's anger. This means both Arjuna and Krishna are described here in angry mood, but Arjuna's eyes are like red copper balls, whereas eyes of Lord are like lotus. This means that angry mood of Arjuna and that of Lord are not on the same level. The Lord is transcendence, and thus he is absolute in any stage. His anger is not like the anger of the conditioned living entity within the modes of qualitative material nature, because it's absolute. Both his anger and pleasure are same. His anger is not exhibited in three modes of material nature. It is only a sign of his bent mind towards the cause of his devotee, because that is his transcendental nature. Therefore, even in his angry mood, the object of anger is expressed. He is unchanged in all circumstances. So, anger, when even when we get or devotees' anger, when it is utilized for Krishna consciousness, it becomes transcendental. For example, anger of Hanuman was expressed by burning Lanka. Why was Lanka burned? Because Ravana kidnapped Sita Mata and Hanuman wanted to show to Ravana that he deserves a severe punishment because what he has done is not okay. Therefore, that anger he expresses by burning the entire Lanka. Same way, Arjuna's anger was kindled by Krishna because we cannot fight war without anger. So, Krishna kindles anger in Arjuna so that he will fight the war and win the war and kill his enemies and win the war. Therefore, anger, when it is dovetailed for Krishna consciousness, it is transcendental. Let us go to the next shloka. Mainam partharasi kratum brahma bandham imam jahi yo asau anagasha anagasa suktam avadin nishi balakan. So Lord Shri Krishna said, "Oh Arjuna, you should not show mercy by releasing this relative of Ramana, Brahmabandhu, for he has killed innocent boys in their sleep." So Brahmabandhu is one who is related to a Brahmana. So Dronacharya was belonging to Brahmana Varna, but Ashwatthama was not a Brahmana in true sense because he did a heinous act of killing the children. That is why Brahma Bhakti is used here. Mattam pramatam unmatam suptam balam striyam jadam prakannam viratam vitam naripum anti dharma ved. A person who knows the principles of religion does not kill an enemy who is careless, intoxicated, insane, asleep, afraid, or devoid of his chariot. Nor does he kill a boy, a woman, a foolish creature, or a surrendered soul. Now, Krishna is giving some important principles of war. Uh, so, these principles of war were not followed by Ashwatthama. Therefore, his killing is justified. And interestingly, we will see one more shloka number 49 in this chapter, which tells why killing of Ashwatthama is not justified. So this shloka justifies his killing because he has killed people who are asleep. He has killed boys, small boys. So the act of killing Ashwatthama is justified. But soon we will see a reason why um, killing of Ashwatthama is not justified. Swapranamya parapranai prapushnati agrakala tadvadastasya ishreyo Yaddo Shadyati Ada Umam, a cruel and rich person who maintains his existence at the cost of others' lives deserves to be killed for his own well-being. Otherwise, he will go down to by his own action. Actually, there are two important things which Ashwatthama did. One is he killed the sons of Draupadi when they were asleep. Second, he was trying to kill uh, all the, for his selfish desire of protecting himself, he launched Brahmastra weapon on all the Pandavas, and that was not warranted. So one thing is he has done a heinous crime, and to protect himself, he has released Brahmastra. The killing of sons of Pandavas by Ashwatthama was also not appreciated by Duryodhana because he has killed the innocent people. So he rejected Ashwatthama when he took the heads. First, Duryodhana thought that Ashwatthama has killed the five Pandavas. He was happy, but when he crushed the heads easily, he felt that it is not the Pandavas but the sons of Pandavas. And then he rejected Ashwatthama that he has done a heinous crime. So now we understand even Duryodhana did not accept Ashwatthama's this act of killing innocent people. Okay, now there is an interesting point here. He says that act of killing an animal, there is a regular conspiracy by party of sinners. All of them are liable to be punished as murderers, exactly like party of conspirators who killed a human being combinedly. So, so he who gives permission, he who kills the animals, he who sells the slaughtered animal, he who cooks the animal, he who administers distribution of foodstuff, and at last he who eats such cooked animal food are all murderers, and all of them are liable to be punished by laws of nature. So some people tell that because some of the shopkeepers they argue that because people want to buy non-vegetarian that is meat, we are selling the meat. Otherwise, we won't sell. But according to this, he who sells slaughtered animal is is really he'll also get punishment. Irony is that in India, also in South India, we find people who have goats as pet animals. They grow the rear or grow the goat in their home, giving it food every day, only to kill them at some point of time. They have they grow in their home, which lays egg, and that egg hatches into chicken, small chicks, and they all grow only to be killed. So you can understand that these small animals are like small children, boys, who will just obey to what their owners are telling, and they are all innocent, but we are killing them heartlessly. So there is no way Krishna can reside in a heart which is so cruel, who is so cruel, and that cruelty is so bad that they grow small children and they kill them. So we see this is also manifested in the form of abortion. The girl and boy have illicit sex. They could not control their senses, and the girl gets pregnant. And now she has to come out of the bad image which will come up when she becomes pregnant in the public. Therefore, they abort the embryo. This is like killing the animal which is grown in their courtyard and killing it. Same way, this small embryo has grown in the body of the mother, and mother kills it mercilessly. So this is very sinful. So whoever gives permission, the doctor who aborts, who kills the animal, they all murderers. Only thing is the embryo is not made as a fodder, but it is killed. The killing is there, the murdering is there. So in in Sanskrit, there is a word for abortion. It is called as brun hatya. Hatya means killing. It is murdering. So abortion is there. It's identified as killing in Sanskrit language, and Sanskrit language. um is very practical, and it has right connotation. So the connotation used by Sanskrit language is very practical, and it is very it tells as it is. It does not mix it. The points are very direct. So model means it is Satya. Okay, so Brun Hatya. Okay, let us go to the next shloka. प्रतिश्रुतं च भवतः पञ्चल्यै शृणवतो मम ahariseserastस्य yasse manini putraha. Furthermore, I have personally heard you promise Draupadi that you would bring forth the head of the killer of their sons. So Ashwatthama is brought in front of Draupadi. Tad aso vidyatam papa ata tahi atma bandhuha bhartusya kriya pira kritvan kul pamsanaha. The man is an assassin and a murderer of your own family members. Not only that, but he has also dissatisfied his master. He is but burnt remnant of his family. Kill him immediately. Hmm. So Ashwatthama, the son of Dronacharya, committed the murder by killing the five sleeping sons of Draupadi, by which he dissatisfied his master, who never approved of heinous act of killing five sleeping sons of Manu. This means that Ashwatthama became an assaulter of Arjuna's own family members, and thus he was liable to be punished by him. In Shastra, he who attacks without notice or kills from behind, or sets fire to others' house or kidnaps one's wife, is condemned to death. We'll go to next shloka. Suta vacha evam parikshata dharmam partha krishnena chodita naicha tantum kuru sutam yadyapi atmahanam marhan. Suta Goswami said, although Krishna, who was examining Arjuna in religion, encouraged Arjuna to kill the son of Dronacharya, Arjuna, a growth soul, did not like the idea of killing him, although Ashwatthama was a heinous murderer of Arjuna's family members. So Krishna is actually testing Arjuna. Arjuna was taught the entire Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna is now testing whether Arjuna is going to use uh, what Arjuna is going to decide. अतोपेत्य स्वशिबिरं गोविन्दप्रियसातिः सारथिः न्यावेद्य तं प्रियायै शोचन्त्य आत्मजन् हताम्. After reaching his home camp, Arjuna, along with his dear friend charioteer Rishi Krishna, entrusted the murderer unto his dear wife, who was lamenting for her murderer's sons. Okay. ततरतं पशुवत् पशावदम् अवानुकं कर्म जुगुप्सितेन निरीक्षय कृष्ण प्रकृतं गुरुसुतं वाम स्वभाव कृपया नना ननाम च. Sri Sudha Goswami said, Draupadi then saw Ashwatthama who was bound with ropes like an animal and silent for having enacted the most inglorious murder. Due to her female nature and due to her being naturally good and well behaved, she showed him due respects as Ramna. Hmm. Ashwatthama proved himself to be unworthy son of Dronacharya or Brahmana. For this reason, he was condemned by the greatest authority, Lord Shri Krishna. Yet a mild woman could not withdraw natural courtesy for a Brahmana. So, Prabhupada here is talking about the word Vama Swabhava. The specific words in this shloka is Vama Swabhava, mild and gentle by nature. A good woman or woman, man or woman accepts anything very easily, but a man of average intelligence does not do so. But anyway, we should not give up our reason and discriminative power just to be gentle. One must have good discriminative power to judge a thing on its merit. We should not follow mild nature of a woman and thereby accept that what which is not genuine. Ashwatthama may be respected by a good-natured woman, but that does not mean that he is as good as a genuine Brahmana. The point here is uh, Draupadi can treat Ashwatthama as a Brahmana, but Arjuna should know how to treat Ashwatthama. That is what it means. Or the treatment by Arjuna or the Pandavas will be little bit different than Draupadi. So let us see the next shloka. उवाच च शहनतिम् अस्य बन्धानान्यं सति मुच्यन्ताम् एष ब्रह्मणो नितरां कुरु. She could not tolerate Ashwatthama's being bound by ropes and being a devoted lady. She said, release him, for he is a Brahmana, for he is a Brahmana, our spiritual master. Draupadi desired Ashwatthama to be at once released, and it was all the same a good sentiment for her. This means that a devotee of Lord can tolerate all sort of tribulation personally, but still such devotees are never kind to others, even to the enemy. These are the characteristics of one who is pure devotee of the Lord. So it is like Trinadapi Sunichena, Tarorapi Sahishnuna. We tolerate Amanina Manadina, Kirtaniya Sadahari. So that is the one of the symptoms of Krishna's devotee. Sarasya Dhanurveda Savisargo Pashaman Yamaha Astragramascha Bhavata Shikshito Yat Anugrahat. It was by Dronacharya's mercy that you have learned the military art of throwing arrow and the confidential art of controlling weapons. So Ashwatthama, the father was Dronacharya, and he taught Arjuna the art of this military science. Taught him the military science. Let's go to the next shloka. Sa esha bhagavan dronah praja rupena vartate dashatmanordam patni aste nan bhagad virashu kripi. He is certainly still existing, being represented by his son. His wife Kripi did not undergo sati with him because she had son. The wife of Dronacharya, Kripi, is sister of Kripacharya, a devoted wife who is, according to revealed scripture, the better half of her husband, is justified in embracing voluntary death along with her husband if she is without issue. But in the case of wife of Dronacharya, she did not undergo such trial because she had her son, the representative of her husband. A widow is a widow only named if there is a son of her husband existing. So in either case, Ashwatthama was a representative of Dronacharya, and therefore killing Ashwatthama would be like killing Dronacharya. This was an argument by Draupadi against killing of Ashwatthama. There is one more interesting argument she brings. Let us see that. Tad dharmagnya mahabhaga bhavadbir kauram kulam vrijinam ahati praptam pujyam mandyam aviksh nashah. O most fortunate one, who knows principle of nature? It is not good for you to cause grief to glorious family members who are always respectable and worshipable. So he's telling that we cannot disrespect a glorious family member. महारोदित अस्य जननी गौतमी पतिदेवता यथामृत वत्साता हृदिमि अश्रुमुखी मुहु. My Lord, do not make the wife of Dronacharya cry like me. I am aggrieved for death of my sons. She need not cry constantly like me. So the three points which Draupadi has told is that he is still Brahmana. Second, he is Dronacharya himself because of him surviving. Kripi has not taken Sati. Third one, um, if we kill Ashwatthama, we will put Kripi in the same position that Draupadi is in now. Ashwatthama killed all the sons of Draupadi, and Draupadi is now childless. So if we kill Ashwatthama, Kripi will become childless. So Draupadi is saying that we should not do this. य एकोपितं ब्रह्मकुलं राजन्य अजितात्मभिः तत्कुलं प्रदहति आशु सानुबन्धं सुचर्पितम्. If the kingly administrative order, being unrestricted in sense control, offends the Brahmana order and enrages them, then the fire of that rage burns up the whole body of the royal family and brings grief upon them all. So this is the fourth point which she is maintaining. Uh, we cannot offend Brahmana because it will ruin the Kshatriya family. So that is why we should not kill Ashwatthama. Let's go to the next shloka. Suta vacha dharmyam nyayam sakaruna nirvyalikam samam mahat raja dharmo sutta rajanya katya andada vacho dvijaha. Andada. Maharaj Yudhishthira, who was son of Dharma Raj or Yamaraja, fully supported. Sutta Goswami said, O Brahmanas, King Yudhishthira fully supported the statements of Queen, which were in accordance with the principles of religion and were justified, glorious, full of mercy, equity, and without duplicity. The feeling of equality was there because Draupadi spoke out of her personal experience. A barren woman cannot understand the grief of her mother. Draupadi was herself a mother. Therefore, her calculation of her death of Kripi's grief was quite to the point, and it was glorious because she wanted to show proper respect to a great family. Nakula Sahadevascha Yuddhano Dhananjaya Bhagavan Devaki Putro Echanye Yascha Yositaha, and also Satyaki, Arjuna, the personality of God, Lord Krishna, son of Devaki, and ladies and others all unanimously agreed with the king. Tata Tatraham Tatraham Arshito Bhimastasya Shreyan Vadashkata Navato Natanascharte Yohan Suktam Vishun Vartata. Bhima, however, angrily disagreed with them and recommended killing his culprit who had murdered sleeping children for no purpose and for neither his or his master's interest. निशाम्य भीमगदितां प्रौपद्यश्च चतुर्भुज आलोक्य वदनं शाक्यो idam aha asan iva. Chaturbhuja, four-armed one, the personality of God, after hearing the words of Bhima, Draupadi, and others, saw the face of his friend Arjuna, and he began speaking as if smiling. So when Arjuna was perplexed about what to do with Ashwatthama, Lord Krishna, as the very dear friend of Arjuna, voluntarily took up the matter just to make the solution, and he was smiling also. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Brahma Bandhuna Hantavya Atatahi Vadahana Mayaivo Vayam Amanantam Paripahi Anushasanam Kuru कुरु प्रतिश्रुतं सत्यं यत्तत् शान्तव्यता प्रियं प्रियं च भीमसेनस्य पाञ्चाल्या मह्यम् एव च. Personality of God, like Sri Krishna said, "O friend of Brahma is not to be killed. A friend of Brahma is not to be killed, but if he is an aggressor, he must be killed." All these rulings are in the scriptures, and you should act accordingly. You have to fulfill your promise to your wife, and you must also act to the satisfaction of Bhimasena and me. So Bhimasena, he is asking Arjuna to kill, whereas Krishna is telling, no, you should not kill. It is not okay. So what is Arjuna going to do? Suta Vacha Arjuna Sahasam Sajanya Hare Ardam Atashina Manim Jahara Mudayam Vijasya Saha Murtajam. Suta Goswami said, just then Arjuna could understand the motive of Lord by his unequivocal orders. And thus with the sword he severed both hair and gel from the head of Ashwatthama. Here, Ashwatthama is indicated as twice born. Certainly, he was twice born, but he fell down from his position and therefore he was properly punished. So, he severed his hair and jewel from the head of Ashwatthama. विमुच्य रसंबद्धं बालहत्या अतप्रभं तेजसा मणिना हीनं शिबिरं निरयापयात्. He, Ashwatthama, had already lost his body weight luster due to infanticide, and now, moreover, having lost the gel from his head, he lost even more strength. Thus, he was unbound and driven out of camp. So, Ashwatthama was humiliated. Vapanam द्रविन्ना दानं स्थानं यदा पणं तथा एष हि ब्रह्मबन्धुना वदो नान्यो अस्ति दहीकः. Cutting the hair off from his head, depriving him of his wealth, and driving him from his residence are prescribed punishment for relative of Brahma. There is no injunction for killing the body. So they just cut his hair. Putra शोकतुरा सर्वे पाण्डवा सह कृष्णया स्वाणं मृतनं यत्कृत्यं चक्रुर्निर्हरणादिकम्. Thereafter, the sons of Pandu and Draupadi, overwhelmed with grief, performed the proper rituals for dead bodies of their relatives. So, ultimately, Sri Krishna and Arjuna decided middle path. They spare Ashwatthama's life but punish him by cutting the jewel from his forehead, a source of his power and pride. This act humiliates Ashwatthama and renders him powerless, fulfilling the principles of justice and mercy. Ashwatthama loses his bodily luster because he killed the innocent boys, and bodily strength because gel was removed. So there was a jewel on his forehead which was removed. This is like cutting his head. So this chapter underscores the themes of duty, righteousness, and compassion. It illustrates the complexities of Dharma, where justice and mercy must coexist. The wisdom imparted by Sri Krishna and the actions of Pandava serve as moral guidance, emphasizing that the true leadership requires balancing justice and compassion, or balancing justice with compassion. The chapter also highlights the power of devotional service and importance of seeking spiritual wisdom to navigate life's challenges like Brahmastra. How to handle Brahmastra? Arjuna took advice from Krishna. What to do when Brahma Bandhu is to be punished? Arjuna took advice from Krishna. So this chapter provides insights into ethical guidelines prescribed in Vedic scriptures regarding warfare. The chapter is also highlighting importance of dharma, righteous conducts in all aspects of life, which is including battle, how to deal with enemy. So according to teachings, warfare is not inherently condemned, but it must be conducted with adherence to moral principles. We can delve into various aspects of warfare ethics, starting from the concept of just war and apply concept of just war. And so in Vedic tradition, war is considered justified only when fought in defense of righteousness and protection of the innocent. Combatants are expected to uphold principle of honesty, integrity, compassion, even amidst the chaos in the battle. So in today's warfare, the treatment of prisoners of war is distressing. The Vedic scriptures emphasize treating the captives with dignity and respect, providing them with proper care and protection. This human approach reflects the underlying principle of non-violence, which is central to Vedic philosophy. In this chapter, we see the way Draupadi and Arjuna treat Ashwatthama in spite of the heinous crimes he has done. Furthermore, from the chapter, we can understand the rules of engagement in battle. Prabhupada stresses the importance of adhering to righteous conduct even in the heat of conflict. Warriors are expected to avoid unnecessary violence and offer opponents the opportunity for peaceful resolution wherever possible. We must take also insights on what is called as concept of proportionate response, wherein the use of force should be commensurate with the threat posed. Excessive violence or brutality is condemned, like releasing Brahmastra to protect oneself is not correct. This goes against the principles of Dharma and compassion. Violence like suicidal bombings where innocents are killed or unnecessary use of nuclear weapons should be avoided. Here we see Ashwatthama for self-protection launches Brahmastra, which could destroy the universe. So this is not a proportionate response. Srila Prabhupada underscores the relevance of these ancient teachings in current times, contemporary times. And so despite the advancement of technology and changes in the warfare techniques, the fundamental principle of ethical conduct remains relevant and timeless, and it is universally applicable. So from this, we can conclude that Srimad Bhagavatam. So in this chapter, Srimad Bhagavatam gives valuable insights in ethical consideration surrounding the warfare. Righteousness, compassion, non-violence are very important for us to navigate in our difficult lifetimes. Thank you very much. Vachakalpatarvyasya kripasindhavayasya patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपाद की जय गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. So with this we complete this chapter of first canto, seventh chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Son of Dona Punish. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपाद. Over. Very good.